Hey, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm probably gonna ruffle a lot of feathers in today's video. After today's video, a lot of people may hate me. May say I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's cool because you wanna know why. This is my list and this is my opinion, baby. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video. And in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're gonna be looking at the NFC conference as a whole and see where do the Washington Commanders rank amongst every team in the NFC offensively. Now, I put together a list, put all 16 teams in a ranking order based off of how their team is looking on paper headed into this season. Now, again, I may ruffle some feathers. I don't care though, because again, this is my list and this is my opinion. This is how I see it ranking on paper. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Let's get straight into today's video. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm about to fuck this joint up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Damn. When I hop in the booth, they fuck with my sound. Put that shit on the scale, we taxing pound for pound. Nigga keep dissing, put them in the ground. My shit in your ear and tell me how it sound. A nigga too smart can catch me out of bounds. Let's go. That bitch got cooked like some chicken. And he lying, he not rapping what he living. Yeah, that's my cousin, but this shit a business. Work that bitch out just like we doing fitness.
So again, 16 teams in the NFC. I put them all in 1 through 16, and this is how I see it headed into this season on paper. Number 16, I have the Seattle Seahawks. Lost Russell Wilson. Only thing on that offense that's a bright spot right now is DK Metcalf, and he's dealing with contract negotiations. They have Chris Carson, but he's always hurt. We ain't gonna waste no time with Seattle. They're probably gonna be embarking on a rebuild unless they could trade for Baker Mayfield, and I don't know how likely that is as of right now. As of right now, they're prepared to go to battle with Drew Lock and Geno Smith. Ew. Then you go to the Bears at 15. Darnell Mooney's a bright spot for the Bears. Justin Fields could possibly be a bright spot for the Bears, but they haven't done anything to really help the young guy. So how can we expect him to be any better in Chicago if they're not even helping him? I think they got a defensive-minded head coach, too. So Bears 15. I don't expect them to be any better than what they were last year offensively. 14, you have the Falcons. Drafted Drake London. Calvin Ridley's out the whole year for gambling. That's the sticky situation. You have Kyle Pitts, bright spot, but the biggest issue that you have is who is going to play quarterback for you guys. Marcus Mariota, it's not if he's going to get hurt, it's when he's going to get hurt. And is Desmond Ridder going to be as good as he was in college? I don't know. So the Falcons at 14. They got Cordell Patterson, too, who's really, really good, too, but I got them at 14. 13, Carolina Panthers. Another team with some weapons on their offensive side of the ball. You got DJ Moore, who's a stud, who just got paid. You got Robbie Anderson, who's solid, but seems like he can't catch a cold right now. Then you have Christian McCaffrey, another guy that not if he's going to get hurt, but when will he get hurt. But if he can stay healthy, he could be one of the best running backs in all of football, and we know that 1,000-yard kind of guy. But they have another big issue that you'll see a consistent pattern in the NFCs. Who is going to play quarterback for them? Matt Corral, is he going to be any good? Who is going to be taking snaps for the Panthers heading into this year? And will they be any competent in that NFC South? So as an offensive ranking for them, I have them at 13. Then at 12, I have the New York Giants. New York Giants, man, they're not going to be as bad as a lot of people think. And I said that in my last video that I made on the NFC East as a whole. Their offense, they have some weapons, but the quarterback position, again, is Daniel Jones going to be that guy? He's going to get his last shot. This is his last shot to show New York under Brian Daboll. Can he be that guy? This is going to be his third regime, man. And honestly, if Brian Daboll can't fix Daniel Jones and take him to the next level, I don't think anybody could. Because look what he did for Josh Allen. And no, I'm not saying Daniel Jones is Josh Allen, because no one is Josh Allen. But you got a good offensive mind in Brian Daboll, man. And I think he could possibly be the guy to help Daniel Jones go to the next level. But if you look at that offense as a whole, they have Saquon Barkley coming back. Another guy who is a stud running back when healthy. But again, it's not if he's going to get hurt, it's when will he get hurt. Kenny Golladay, you paid him all that money last year to only had 1 touchdown, or I believe the joke is Andrew Thomas had more touchdowns than him. I believe he had no touchdowns. He was terrible last year. You know, he got hurt again, and that was the biggest issue with Kenny Golladay too. He's a good talent, but he's always hurt. Kadarius Toney, what are you gonna do? I don't know. They got Ricky Seals-Jones at tight end from Washington. So that offense, they have some solid pieces, man. But again, what is Daniel Jones going to look like? And is Saquon Barkley going to stay healthy? I don't know. So the Giants coming in at 12 for me. Then 11, a team that vastly improved on the offensive side of the ball this offseason, the Detroit Lions. Now, as a whole, I don't think Detroit is going to be that good, but I definitely think they're going to be much better. I have them winning around maybe 5 to 7 games possible. That offense got way better. If Jared Goff can just play solid and use his weapons, they could definitely win 5 to 7 games this year. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, what a year for him last year. They just draft Jamison Woods, and they get TJ Hawkinson. Then they got DeAndre Swift in the backfield and Jamal Williams to prep. That team, offensive-wise, is really, really solid. And I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit shocks a lot of people and be better than what a lot of people think. So I have them coming in at number 11, just missing out on the top 10. Then you come in at number 10, I have the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the Arizona Cardinals, man, they're a sticky team. They're a sticky situation because you look at their offense, it's like, who they really have. DeAndre Hopkins, I believe, is now suspended for like 6 games. Then you're going to rely heavily on Marquise Hollywood Brown, who really couldn't find his footing in Baltimore. You know, so again, I actually was tempted to switch Detroit and Arizona, but for the simple fact of I believe Kyler Murray is a better quarterback than Jared Goff, I gave Arizona that 10 spot, and I really don't know how that offense is going to look this year, considering the fact that they will be without DeAndre Hopkins to start the season. Cliff Kingsbury, I'm not a big fan of, so I gave them really number 10 for the benefit of having a competent quarterback in Kyler Murray. Then you come in at number 9. This is where it starts to get sticky. This is where I had my most trouble with switching teams here and there, because you can't go no wrong with any team with inside this 9 through I would say 5 range, because the top 4 I believe is sealed. Okay, so coming in at number 9, we have the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints offense is really, really solid from the line to the wide receivers. Now again, big problem. What is Jameis Winston going to look like? What is the quarterback position going to look like for the Saints? Okay, they got the weapons. They got Michael Thomas coming back, hopefully. They just drafted my man Chris Olave. They got Marquise Callaway. Okay, they got AK-41, you know, who I believe he's fighting the suspension is also, or something like that. So, that's going to be a big, big loss if they can't get him to play all of the games. So, man, that's a sticky situation, but for the simple fact that I believe their offense is really solid, and their line is also really, really good too. I got them at number 9, and Jameis Winston, before the torn ACL, had that team rolling. They were playing really, really solid football. So the Saints, number 9 on paper for me. Number 8. And this is where it really starts to get tricky, because I can move this team up and drop other teams down. But number 8, I have the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins, really solid quarterback. Not elite, but not bad. You can somewhat win regular season games with Kirk Cousins, but you can never win it all with Kirk Cousins. And trust me, I know, single-handedly being a Washington fan. But you look at that team on paper, it's really, really good. Justin Jefferson, one of the best wide receivers in football. Adam Thielen to pair him up with KJ Osborne. Then you got my man Dalvin Cook and Madison in the backfield. I believe Irv Smith Jr. at the tight end position. That offense is really solid. You know, again, I think they're going to be competitive in the NFC North. And I was tempted, and I still maybe am, to move them up, because that offense is really, really good in Minnesota and really solid. Especially led by Jay Jettas, okay? Then at number 7, you have the 49ers, okay? I had the Vikings ahead of the 49ers for the simple fact that I believe, obviously, Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Trey Lance. But I think overall, the 49ers offense overall is probably better than the Vikings. Now, again, this is tough for me because it's a toss-up. I would not be mad if you guys say, hey, Juan, you tripping right here, man. You could put the Vikings at 7 and drop the 49ers at 8. I'd be like, cool, because it's a toss-up for me. But, again, the 49ers got Deebo Samuel. As of right now, I don't think they're going to trade him. I know he wants out, but I don't know if he's going to get what he wants. They got Trent Williams on that line, one of the best left tackles in football. That line is really good. And I gave them the benefit of the doubt over the Vikings just because that run game is always percolating. I understand that Dalvin Cook is a stud, okay? I understand that he's probably better than anybody on their running back room single-handedly. They got Trey Sermon, they got Elijah Mitchell, but again, Kyle Shanahan in this run game, always run that ball and run it efficiently. Kyle Juszczyk leading away at the fullback position. Still got George Kittle there too, and they got some other solid weapons. So again, it's a toss-up for me. If you want to switch it back around from Vikings to 49ers or 49ers to Vikings, 7 and 8, you can do that if you please. But that's how I have it ranked as of right now on paper, okay, heading into the season. Then at number 6, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. I have the Philadelphia Eagles at number 6. That offense, really, really good. On paper, it looks really, really good. Again, the question mark is, what will Jalen Hurts look like? But if you X out Jalen Hurts, you got Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown, one of the best receivers in football, to pair with Devonta Smith. That offense is really, really solid. You got Miles Sanders in the backfield. And you got Quez Watkins, and maybe Jalen Reagor can finally break out and show that first-round potential that they drafted him as a couple years ago. So I got the Eagles at number 6. And at number 5, okay, I'm already ready to take the bullets. I'm already ready to take the shots. Got my Commanders at number 5, okay? We have the 5th best offense in the NFC. I really do think that you look at Carson Wentz, a person that I personally think gets a lot of hate for no reason. As if this guy wasn't just at the top of the game a few years ago. As if a couple years ago he wasn't an MVP front runner. As if when you talked about the best quarterbacks in football, his name wasn't just in the discussion. Last year had his team one game away from making a playoff appearance. And a lot of people want to put the game solely on Carson Wentz as if the whole team didn't play poorly. Terry McLaurin, one of the best wide receivers in all of football, is going to be getting his bag here shortly. You got Curtis Samuel. You got Jahan Dotson, who we just drafted in the first round with the 16th overall pick. We got our rotational guys in Cam Sims and De'Ami Brown, who is going to be due for his second year, who I think he looks more confident. I mentioned our running backs with Antonio Gibson, a 1,000-yard rusher. Gibby, RB1. Then you got J.D. McKissic, one of the best third-down backs in the league. The reason why the Buffalo Bills were so hurt that they didn't get him because they know how good he can be. Then you swing it over to our tight end room. Logan Thomas, when healthy, was really solid for us. And behind him, you got John Bates. And you just draft Cole Turner, receiving tight end. This offense is loaded, man. Not to mention, we got a top 10 offensive line unit. Number 4, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Love them or hate them, they still have a top 5 unit in this league, and they're at number 4 for me. Why? Because they had the most important position figured out in sports, and that is quarterback. And Dak Prescott, again, whether you love him or hate him, he is in that 10 to 13 range when you think about starting quarterbacks in the league. You can win with Dak Prescott. Okay? Then you go, yes, they lost a lot. They lost Mark Cooper. They lost Cedric Wilson. They lost La'el Collins. I believe they lost Connor Williams, Connor McGovern, one of the corners they lost. Okay, yes, they lost a lot, but then you still got Dak. Like I said, you got CeeDee Lamb, who's going to be thrusted into that wide receiver one role. Michael Gallup, who's really, really good in my opinion. He's going to be coming off a torn ACL. Dalton Schultz. Okay? They still got weapons. Don't forget Tony Pollard in the backfield and Ezekiel Elliott. Will he be good? Will he return back to his old self? I don't know. But when you have the most important position figured out in quarter and not just the NFL but sports figured out, you automatically get put up at the top. Then you go to number 3. I have the Green Bay Packers. Same reason why the Cowboys are still up there. Yes, they lost a lot. Devontae Adams, the best wide receiver in football, they lost a lot. But why are they up there? Because they have Aaron Rodgers. Back-to-back MVP for a reason, man. Come on now. First ballot Hall of Famer. Aaron Rodgers still playing at a high level. They got Sammy Watkins, who is a demon the first couple weeks before he gets hurt. And hopefully he can stay healthy, because if he can stay healthy, Packers is going to be they're going to be really good regardless, in my opinion. But if they can get Sammy Watkins going and pair him up with the guy that they just drafted from North Dakota State, and hopefully he can turn out to be something for them. Then you got A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones in the backfield. A lot of Packers fans think A.J. Dillon's going to be due for a big, big year, man. And you already know how good Aaron Jones is, too. Got Big Bob Tonyan. Offensive line still really solid. Come on, man. Packers number 3 for me. And then number 2, these last 2 teams is no debate. Number 2, I got the Bucks, and number 1, I got the Rams. So yeah, man, let me just guys think about this video in the comment section down below. How do you feel about my rankings? This is where I believe my Commanders rank amongst all of the NFC. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. It's been your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe, helps with Washington Commanders. I'm on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. I'm out. Peace.